Trevor, what do you think about that song?
It's pretty good, man. I haven't heard that one before.
It's not. Today we're talking about the worst part about starting a new hustle. You know what that is?
What?
Is that you suck.
Oh, why? I thought I was born great. What are you talking about?
The worst part about starting any new venture, side hustle, skill, is that humbling feeling of being the absolute worst.
Well, you don't realize how little you know until you see how much there is to learn.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
So what was your hustle that you really failed at, or you sucked at?
Well, being a freelancer and customer service.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a hobbyist, but getting into freelance made me realize like I had no customer service skills.
Yeah.
That's really important, man. Like that's.
Yeah. So I actually have 5 steps for deciding on how to proceed with a new hustle.
Okay.
First step is decide if you really want to do this. You know, like this is just this is just something I have for fun and I play a little bit every day. But like, people have to really decide they want to go through with this. Like, because time is valuable. So don't start. I give you crap all the time. Don't start a business. Don't start something if you're not really willing to do this, and don't waste other people's time.
Well, yeah, because if you're doing a half-ass job,
yeah,
you're gonna piss people off.
Like, I remember you asked me if you wanted to train, right? You wanted to lift weights.
Yes.
And you wanted to connect to my friends at Hill, and I said I don't want to be a part of this. I know you're not serious.
What do you want me to say? Yeah, you're right. That's what happened. I don't know.
And then you started training with the guy, and you gave him excuses, and you wasted his time, and you wasted money. You made me look bad.
That's what happened. Yes. What is your point? Because yes, that's what happened.
Yeah. So decide if you really want to do this. Step 2 is embrace the suck. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you're not going to start off amazing at anything. You're going to need to spend the time to learn the skill.
It's like snowboarding. I tried snowboarding. It sucked, and I just didn't want to embrace the suck because they say the learning curve is so steep. Like, most people just give up. Just like, well, steep, I guess, this way.
Hey, what kind of hills are you going up?
Because people are like, this really sucks. So you have to decide if you want to embrace that suck.
Well, because it takes time to learn how to do these things, and you're not going to be good at it right away.
Exactly, and I go like this, like, I'm embracing the fact that I suck, and it pisses me off. My fingers hurt, but what are you going to do?
It's part of the fun of learning, right? You're not going to pick it up and be amazing.
Exactly. Step 3, you have to study the best.
Okay.
Like, what do you do when you want to learn a new skill?
You probably should watch YouTube videos of guys who have mastered it.
The best part is we have no excuses now. You can go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google, Facebook. It's true. There's a million tutorials on everything. I found some good tutorials. The guy's pretty good. I just can't do it the way he does. But yeah, you have to find some YouTube videos, study people, you know?
Well, yeah, or ask them questions and you can reach out to them.
Yeah, reach out to people on Instagram. There's gonna be somebody that can help you, right?
But there's no shortage of YouTube tutorials and like we live in an era now where you can Google everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just kind of annoying when you ask somebody, they're like, "Oh, I'll just Google it." Like, well, you're just trying to make conversation with them. But it's true. There's no shortage. You can learn anything.
I've had people give me excuses like, "Oh, I can't find a workout routine. I can't find this." I'm like, Google it.
Well, but that comes down to a deeper thing of that they don't care enough to find.
Of course.
It's a half-assed excuse.
Of course.
Because I'll try to ask somebody, "Oh, can you do this?" Well, I don't know how. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't know how. Figure it out. It takes 5 seconds.
When I was like getting my license, I was like 17 or whatever, and it's when YouTube first came out, I believe, and I learned how to parallel park on YouTube. I found a video on how to parallel, because I was going for the driving part now, and I knew how to parallel park, but there was a few days like the test was so far in advance. I'm like, damn, how do I do this again? So I found a video explaining exactly how to parallel park on a test. Because there's different way. Most people don't do it the proper way, right?
Exactly.
And I also learned how to cook eggs and how to cook food. I remember I was like, wow, I was learning everything. I'm still to this day, I learned everything on YouTube.
There's no shortage of information out there, folks.
And part 4 is to pay for coaching. At some point, they say a check separates a conversation from a commitment.
That's pretty true, yeah. Now sometimes I feel like people. Now I'm not a good example of this. Don't quote me on this, but a lot of times people will say, "Oh, I need to sign up for a gym if they're going to work out," but they can't even bring themselves to do a few push-ups at home.
Yeah.
You really think like if you can't even do it on your own, that paying somebody like.
Okay, well I'll say this though. Sometimes you do have to pay to feel the pain, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
If you don't invest in a coach, why would anybody invest in you, right?
That's true. I guess you've kind of put yourself a bit more obligated to do the thing.
So just pay for that help. Like, get serious about this. Don't waste people's time. If you want to get in shape, you might have to pay for a personal trainer. If you want to learn something, you might have to pay for it. Don't be afraid to spend a few dollars. Spend it today, get it back tomorrow. And step 5 is time.
Okay.
Give yourself the time, Like this happens to me all the time. People are, like, they ask me for tips on growing an Instagram or learning a language or getting into shape, and then like I'll give them some advice. They try it for like 2-3 weeks and they complain or they just give up. Like, no time has passed. Give it some time.
Well, because people are impatient and they want it now. This is the whole thing about instant gratification. I think they want it right away, and if they don't get it right away, they get bored and move on. But no, these things can take years.
Yeah, we all suck at delayed gratification. I get it. You want to be in shape fast, but it took you 30 years to get fat. You're not going to get in shape in 2 weeks, you know?
I guess people just want quick fixes, quick get-rich-quick schemes.
Always.
And you say, oh, you gotta spend years working at this. Like, oh, years? I don't have years.
You do.
Yeah, you actually do.
It's happened to me so many times. People want to build a blog or social media. You give them the tips, and they complain when they're not instantly famous or popular. I'm like, what do you think? Like, when you watch a show, do you think the actor or actress or you think they just took off in one day? Like, no, it takes time.
Well, people, they might assume that. They don't think about, they don't see this behind-the-scenes journey of getting to that point.
It takes 10 years to become an overnight. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, people don't get in shape overnight. It takes time. So give yourself some time and don't compare your day one to somebody's 10th year, you know?
That's very true.
Those are 5 tips if you want to learn a new skill. And hopefully one day I can play a song for you guys.
Look forward to it. See you guys.